Welcome back to another episode of the Bryan Air podcast. On today's show, Singapore Airlines incident, Boeing delivery delays, electrical concerns for Boeing, Ryanair's Optimism, Southwest Airlines is now on Google Flights, more on that, Qatar Airways, luxurious jets, and Riyadh Air's upcoming services. Hi, Paul.
Hey, guys.
What's happening?
How was Paris?
There's actually more news than that, but it's just going to go on and on. So
Yeah.
that was good, man. Good to be back, and yeah, as always, it was a good trip, but always nice to get home.
Yeah.
And
Cool,
you've been good.
Yeah. No, all good. Cracking on.
Business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual. Been looking forward to getting back to the pod. Yeah, we had lots of positive messages and comments after the week before last week's show.
True story, but it was only a week off. Feels like it was a while.
Does that? It's weird how that works sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's jump into it. I think big news of the week, this Singapore Airlines 777-300 with that insane turbulence.
Yeah.
211 passengers on board, 18 crew, level 370, 210 nautical miles, northwest of Bangkok, when the aircraft suffered severe turbulence causing injuries to a number of passengers. The crew descended the aircraft to flight level 310 and decided to divert to Bangkok, where the aircraft landed on 19 right 30 minutes later. One passenger pronounced dead upon arrival, and 20 were taken to hospital. So insane.
Yeah, the pictures and the videos that were doing the round on the interwebs afterwards showed that cabin looked like absolute carnage.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, and then the usual riffraff as to like how the hell could that have happened? You know, did they deliberately fly into a thunderstorm? I think that's been the biggest question.
When you look at there was a radar image, and there was a sort of a big thunderstorm to what looks like to their right, and they were sort of brushing the edge of it, but they weren't in any red on the radar.
No, I don't think anybody would deliberately be flying into that sort of weather. So, but yeah, obviously
there's always going to be the commentators, but there does seem to be more of these reported than in the past, if I remember. Interested to hear if anyone's had sort of nothing as severe as this, but have you suffered from any severe turbulence of late? Does seem to have kicked up a notch.
There's definitely been more of those stories of late than there used to be. I wonder if any of our mates who are flying in that part of the world today could expand on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's ask the guys. CEO of Singapore Airlines obviously apologized to all the passengers, and obviously, yeah, someone died on that flight. It's insane.
Again, it's probably as a result of someone ignoring the commands the cabin crew to keep yourself strapped in. Because, I mean, let's face it, most passengers sort of like brush that off.
They do, yeah.
And, this is the result, though. Shucks.
Yeah, passengers are a bit lackadaisical about their seatbelts on a plane.
Yeah.
I always keep mine strapped on there in the back.
Yeah.
Hey.
I hate getting that stinker from the cabin crew. You know, when you walk past them, they can check that you don't have your lap strap on, and then they check you out.
Yeah.
It's not like a how you doing kind of look. It's
it's like what you doing. Yeah, 100%. Well, let's carry on. Boeing delivery delays again to China due to a regulator review of their CVR batteries. The company works with Chinese airlines to adjust delivery schedules. FAA and the CAAC are discussing the issue. It just goes on and on for Boeing. There was another article in TMZ, which is like it's like a gossip.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's all bullshit. But it says, Boeing denies reports of planes being at risk of exploding due to an electrical flaw. The FAA proposed a fix costing $698,000 USD for nearly 300 planes, including those in United and American Airlines fleets. Former Boeing employee turned whistleblower raised safety concerns before his tragic death. So they've picked up on that one, and It just goes on. But this is actually another issue. That's why I brought it up today. It's not more of the same. It's a separate issue, and it's a electrical flaw.
Yes. Boeing is taking a hit. Yes. Oh, shit.
United Airlines flight to San Francisco turned back to South Korea due to a few crew members getting sick from food poisoning. The crew became ill shortly after takeoff from Incheon Airport. Passengers were unharmed and the airline is investigating the cause. Brought that one up because we've had a few discussions like it is the worst thing being in the front of that aircraft.
And you get hit by the poopy flu.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I mean,
and it happens.
It does. Look, it can happen to anyone, anywhere, and
it's not cool.
No, I mean, you start sweating.
Yeah, it's funny now when you talk about it, but it's actually like you're flying a CRJ or something with one toilet right at the back of the aircraft, with 20 passengers lined up to go to the flipping toilet.
But the level of anxiety when it happens in a normal environment is something.
It's bad.
When you're strapped in the cockpit in this tube doing 400 knots with nowhere to go, and you've got to drive this airframe, it like puts the pressure on.
No, it's not. Not like that's not Ayoba.
But what's not even more Ayoba than that is if both of you are
but
at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually...
That's a really cock one.
It's a serious incapacitation event, eh? Because you can't fly.
No, but
it's a loss. Yeah. I thought that the food on planes is pretty safe for the most part. But every now and again...
Now, look, there's that whole rule that, both of you are supposed to be eating...
Different chow.
But I mean, what happens if this is something that you pick up from the hotel or, breakfast?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, food poisoning doesn't tend to hit sort of straight away.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's a bit of a cuck article.
It took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. A Southwest Airlines pilot was fired for speaking Spanish to passengers during an engine fire emergency. The pilot claims he was dismissed unfairly and is seeking legal action against the airline. Southwest is accused of discrimination and pushing the pilot out. So, what's your take on that one?
I think that's unfair.
I mean,
so what? What happens if he defaulted to his...
Well, he was under stress and defaulted to his native language. So I think
it's bullshit because most passengers can actually... They barely understand what the crew are saying through those normal PA announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, this is... I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair. I get it. You're in America. English is the aviation language. But...
isn't Spanish a lot like Afrikaans, where the swear words and all that are so much more expressive? And maybe the real story was that he was letting all the F-bombs out in Spanish.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been.
Speculating.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think there is... I think you do default to what you know best when you're under severe stress. Eh?
No, you do. Without a doubt.
So, yeah, not unfortunate for him. Ryanair, optimistic about receiving its 150 737 MAX 10 deliveries starting in the spring of 2027. The airline believes that certification delays will not significantly impact the schedule. Ryanair is also facing delays in receiving its MAX 8200s. That's the high-density one. But remains hopeful about the overall improvement in Boeing delivery processes. They must be shitting themselves a bit, methinks.
Methinks that they've got a large subscription to Simon Sinek's A Little Bit of Optimism.
Yeah. They're so obviously reliant on the Boeing brand, which, I mean, most airlines are. At least most airlines have a dual fleet of some sort. And if you took Boeing out the picture, the 73 out the picture, I think, half the world's airlines will crumble overnight. But I think Ryanair, so focused on their growth and their, squeezing every little bit out of of what they do, this must be hampering their growth plans massively. Staying with Ryanair, they've got a new careers page, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, I haven't.
What, you're not interested in going? Let me see if I can bring it up here.
Nah,
Not your
not
vibe.
there yet.
Quite a nice little page, yeah. Let's have a squiz. Anyway, I'll leave it in the notes. For a change, internet is slow. Let's cruise across to the next story.
So that would be Southwest Airlines now appears on Google Flights for the first time, depending on its expanding its reach beyond its own website.
Yeah, so let's jump into this one. So Google Flights, do you know what that is?
I actually haven't seen it. This is the first I've heard about it.
Yeah, so when I was doing a bit of research, also first I've heard about it, but it's a thing. So Google Flights is like, instead of saying, I want the cheapest flight to Thailand, and then it just spits out a whole whack of sponsor sites. Yeah. This is an actual, with proper data inputted by the airlines.
Okay.
So that you can actually, like you would through a travel agent, you can get a whole whack of options.
Yeah.
But they're actually real options. It's not like
it's like real time with the best
real
rates
time, best rates, and it's actually quite interesting.
Jeez.
And if I had internet, I'd show you. But in saying that, how far away are we from just asking AI what's the cheapest way to get to Thailand?
The rate things are going, that's not too far. It'd probably be like the breaking news in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
At the rate that the AI thing is being rolled out, it's just redonkulous. I mean.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about ChatGPT's 4.0. It's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. I'm using it for nearly everything. And it makes me excited. It makes me nervous at the same time. Maybe we'll hold on to that, speak about it a bit later. Carrying on. Forget about business class, pal.
I've never even really thought about it because it's never been something that's come my way.
All right, well, forget about first class. Forget about all these sort of fancy seats on a A350. Qatar now offers luxurious Gulfstream G700 jets for wealthy passengers. The G700 has long-range capabilities and luxurious amenities. Qatar Airways is the launch customer for the G700 with 10 of them on order.
Shit. So is that now sort of
passengers, bro,
gearing towards, okay, so all the long-haul flights will just be economy seats, and then if you want the business class, first class option, you have to hook up a G700.
Yeah, so
it's going to be expensive.
Yes. Yeah, so it's not a hop from Joburg to Cape Town. This is long haul on a G700. So you buy yourself expensive seat, expensive ticket, and you're not on the A350 today. You're on a G700.
So I get that. I mean, that makes sense because, I mean, you can hook yourself up a private jet without having to pay for the whole jet. You just...
True, and I assume this isn't like an Elon Musk type situation where it's just him and his small entourage there. This is how many paying passengers on there? Maybe 4 or 5, I don't know.
Also, it takes away from that like NetJets and VistaJet type thing where you don't actually have to buy like a subscription to.
Yes.
So it's like a more of a once-off thing.
Yep. So Qatar are trying this out. Let's see how it works. It's quite interesting. Eh?
Yeah, man.
G700s on in Qatar colors flying normal international routes. Riyadh Air plans to start certification flights in September 2024 and offer passenger service by mid-2025. The airline aims to connect over 100 destinations by 2030, emphasizing the need for greater connectivity for Saudi citizens. Riyadh Air's CEO highlights the excitement of the startup and upcoming plans for crew uniforms and digital offerings.
It's happening quickly, eh?
It is, but not as quickly as they'd like. I've got inside gen.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not. It can't happen as quick. There's major issue around the world with aircraft, believe it or not. There aren't enough.
Okay.
And they also need narrow bodies. So it obviously emphasizes that their plan was the Boeing.
Yeah, they were
route.
going 787 route.
And now they've had to, because they're getting narrow bodies as well, eh? So 7.3s or 321s. So they're obviously switching it now to 321s. They haven't said that, but the fact that they're saying delays, possibly a shift in their mindset.
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's their only option. But we'll watch that one closely. I think there's something to be announced within the next few days, actually, on that. Alaska Airlines is bringing back hot meals for all passengers on most flights over 1,100 miles. The chef-curated dishes can be pre-ordered and are not available on overnight flights. I don't know what that's got to do with it. I think they laughed off hot meals during COVID or something.
It's taken them this long to...
Yeah.
Jeez.
You see the big thing on the airlines now. So this has got a chef-curated dish on Air France. You get a little thing inside your meal there. The dish put together by a Michelin star chef.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like an actual, it's got the guy's face there and his thing.
Serious?
Enjoy the meal type of vibe. So they're obviously using, not that... I mean, France I can understand.
Yeah.
It's known for its cuisine.
I'm just thinking, now you get airborne out of Anchorage, which is like one of the coldest places on Earth. And you get a cold fucking sandwich. I mean, that's not nice.
No.
Because you're only flying down the road. I mean...
Yeah, a hot meal does make a difference. Although, if you want to avoid the issue that the crew had in the earlier story,
stick to chips.
And stay away from the hot meal. 39 flamingos were killed by an Emirates plane during landing in Mumbai. 39.
It's an odd number.
Mm-hmm. The incident happened 20th of May.
Yes, but a flamingo is not a small bird, eh?
It's not. That's why I'm saying 39 of them. It's not a small bird.
How did you not end up with another Sally,
Yeah.
Abdul Sahali.
And that was out of Mumbai, so there are probably a few more Delhi bellies going on over there.
Try my flamingo curry.
Kenya Airways had to ground 2 Boeing 787 Dreamliners due to engine part shortages. Saw another story. Was it Air Tanzania?
Same thing.
They
got an Aerie stuck in Singapore or something.
This is no spares. Supply chain. They received the necessary parts for 1 aircraft to resume services, with the other expected to follow soon. The airline is working to return to normal operations after facing challenges with flight schedules and crew availability. Usual old story there. And then Boeing investing 240 million USD. So this follows on from our thorough financial advice segment into Montreal area aerospace cluster. Now, I believe this includes the crowd from Joby as well. They're known for developing drones and green aircraft. The investment is part of a larger plan to boost Quebec's aviation industry and research capabilities. Other companies like Airbus and Bombardier are also involved in the initiative.
Okay. So...
Yeah, so that's just keeping everyone informed of the whole eVTOL green side of things.
Yeah.
I've been away for a bit, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show. Had a good trip to France. Always nice to go, and we've been so many times now. Traveling with Sax to where do we go? Morlaix.
Yeah.
And for all those years, and now fortunate enough to go up quite often to Paris. Got to know Paris pretty well. But it definitely gets more expensive every time. It's insane.
Paris is horrendously expensive.
It's horrendously expensive.
That's why I just chose to stay here and work.
Yeah, you decided to stay. It really is though. And it's like almost, it's got to a point where it almost like puts you off a little bit. There's nothing better on holiday when you, not that I was on holiday, but when you're away, even as crew, when you arrive somewhere, you're going to go grab a beer.
And not worry
And
about
not, exactly.
you know, like that. Like this is going to cost me my house bond.
Yeah, and you look at it and go,
you can't enjoy the beer when
15 euros, should I pay that or
yeah.
should I buy another car or something? You know what I mean? It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good trip. Air France was good. Like I said, with the meals, quite interesting. They definitely upped their game on that side. And in and out of Charles de Gaulle was pretty straightforward. And when I came back, I basically landed, jumped in the car, and drove down to KZN for my cousin's wedding.
How was that?
That was cool, man.
Nice, man.
It was legit.
Congrats to Jared and Roxanne.
Roxy, yeah. Congrats, guys. Yeah, it was actually a very nice weekend. My aunt and that came from the UK. It was a whole nice big family event. Kiddies were all sick though, unfortunately, because it's this time of the year. I don't know if you've noticed, but all the kids in South Africa are sick at the moment.
Oh, right. No, all about it. My little one had to go in to have her tonsils out last week, Friday, and it's been a bag of fun at home.
Yeah.
In that regard. Yeah, so no. But everyone's dealing with it this time of the year.
Yeah, fun and games. I showed you my Whoop score this morning, 1% recovery. But I've never had that in the few years that I've had this thing. 1%, and I'm pretty sure it's because my little one's been sick.
Shit, man.
But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was on the way back from KZN, we've stopped a few times at this place in Nottingham Road. It's called Fordoon. I don't know if you drive up to Durban, down to Durban much?
Yeah, we've done it quite often, but I've never really spent a lot of time in the Midlands. The one time that I was there was when we were cruising down on our Harleys like a bunch of
hooligans. Well, this was a bit different. So Fordoon is a Nottingham Road off-ramp, and it's about 2 k's down that Nottingham Hill Road. It's this beautiful, beautiful estate, and I think like the advisory today, or the segments I want to speak about is there's some wonderful places around the world. Speaking about France and how fantastic it is, and Paris, just such a wonderful place. It's got so much energy, and when we've been there as well, we've also managed to go to some of these really nice restaurants and chateaus, and they're wonderful. I mean, they really are. And then you come back to South Africa, and there's always the one or two things that are not so lacquer. But yes, every now and again you end up at a place like this, and it is so classy and sophisticated, but it's got one thing that they simply do not have anywhere else in the world. I don't care what anyone says. They don't have the South African hospitality. South African hospitality is on another level.
No, it is.
You go to a place like that, they greet you like you are a celebrity. That your bags get taken, your room gets sorted. They take everything to your room. They look after you. They make a fuss about you. I'm talking about Fordoon here, but a lot of South African places are like this. And you can be at like one of these top level chateaus, and it's beautiful, but it just doesn't have that little South African touch. And it actually, when I was there, I was like, that's it. That's what we have.
Yeah.
It's like a warmness. I don't know what it is.
Look, I think it speaks to why our tourism industry does do so well. I mean, that's why I can vouch for seeing how things work in the charter industry, and how people are flocking to the game lodges and all that.
Yeah.
It's definitely because of that. It's that South Africanness.
Yeah. No, but it's a true thing. And when I was there, it's now a family run business, a few generations of families there, and it's just such a wonderful place. And if the gardens and that to walk around, and the Midlands really is beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is fantastic.
Okay.
And I just thought, you know what? Every now and again, you have to say, you know what? We actually stay in quite a cool place.
No, we do.
It's always nice to come back to South Africa.
Yeah.
And then if you and I want to grab a beer on the way home this evening, we can spend $50 and buy one.
Yeah.
€2.50.
Yeah, no,
for a pretty good beer.
All the perks.
And it's a real thing, man.
No, it is.
And you'd speak about the charter industry. Don't tell me that things are expensive in places like France for French people. So maybe more and more tourists are attracted to.
No, definitely.
To
Look,
the
the
continent.
tourists come here, and I mean that's why they feel like they're gazillionaires when they come here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can come here with £200 and
Go live it up.
Jola. Yeah.
But so I just wanted to say that's actually shout out to South African hospitality. But good to be back, Paul. We did take that 1 week break, but we'll be back to our normal schedule from today. And expect to see us on the interwebs more often.
100%. Yeah, guys, shot for that. Have a good weekend and try and recover.
Thanks for fitting it in today. I know you're very busy, and we had to push some things around to get this done. But have a good weekend, everyone. Monaco Grand Prix.
This weekend, yeah.
So who's?
Look, it's going to be Max, man.
You think so? I don't know. That McLaren is looking pretty.
Yeah, pretty
McLaren, sharp, and maybe on that narrow track.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Looking forward to it.
Be a good one.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, everyone. Bye for now.